Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Tuesday, August 27th, 2013. Well, durable good orders didn't look real good yesterday, but the Dallas Fed manufacturing survey did look a little bit better than expected. You want to keep an eye on these, but neither announcement really had any positive effect on the market as it went in its own direction anyway until the afternoon when the whole thing with Syria came out with John Kerry having his meeting. So that had a negative effect on the market, and it appears to be continuing into the pre-market today, but we'll take a look at that. On tap for today for scheduled news events, S&P Case-Shiller home index here, one of them anyway, and consumer confidence. So that should be interesting. All right, let's jump over and take a look at how things went around the world. In Asia, pretty much down fairly solidly, nothing shocking or anything, but a good bearish day there. However, Europe is looking a little bit more bearish than Asia, which is, of course, dragging down the futures here in the U.S. And let's just jump right over to that right now. We're looking at a good 0.5% down on the open. And gold and silver have just skyrocketed here, and so has oil. Oil's up to 106.5 roughly. Don't expect that to come down anytime soon, as the unrest in Syria and Egypt seems to have calmed down a little bit, but you just never know. You just never know what's going to happen. So, and that includes here in the States as well. Anywhere around the world. Let's take a look at the E-mini futures here. So here's roughly around the announcement yesterday afternoon, and we took a digger right there, and then we kind of held until, what is this? It's roughly the Europe Open, and then we went down even more. So we're looking this 1633 Tom Sosnoff level here. This alert may go off today, or it may not, who knows, but it might go off today. Alright, back to our account. I don't know what Thinkorswim did here. This new release, I'm not really digging the outline, the layout here at all, and I haven't had time this morning to see if I can get it back to show what types of spreads that I have. I don't know if there's some other option to be able to do that. I'm going to be checking with them today or tomorrow to find out what the heck is going on here. You can see that gold, and this is, now it's split up by accounts, and you can toggle this little icon over here. You can toggle through your expansions all the way back to the beginning, and then all the way down to so that everything is open, and then back up again. I prefer to do it myself, so this is probably where I'm going to stay for now anyway. So we're doing okay. We have a bullish play on gold here that's doing well. I don't know that it's at max or not, but it's doing well. We could check that if we want to by going here and just taking a look-see, and straight that up there a little bit, taking out these two here, and we're almost we're probably at about 60% right there. If I was to drag this over here, and then that would expand that a little bit more, Yeah, so we're about 60% on that one. The SPY, this is the weekly 10 a.m. SPY. Let's see here. Take a look at our shorts. They're down to 17 cents, so we are halfway there on that, roughly. So we've, according to this anyway, we've booked the 9 cents on this. And then we have the covered call here, which is doing really well. Okay, now this Intel here, I wanted to in another account with that I call my investing account, I was going to buy some Intel shares, but I didn't want to, pay too much, and I was worried about the market direction right now, and the market just seems kind of bearish right now, so I wanted to see if it could get down to this 21 level. So I threw an alert on here, and if it does get down to there, I'll take a look at possibly buying some shares of Intel in that account. Pays a nice dividend as the price comes down. If we go here to analyze and we take a look at here, we can see that the dividend yield is 4%. So that's a lot better than you can get in a savings account. And if it drops down to 20, the dividend yield will be even higher. So the dividend is 22.5 cents right now. Okay, that's enough about that particular one. I wanted to show you something else. I mentioned Google yesterday, and what I did here was ding up a double calendar. So let's take a look at the risk profile. Okay, so and I locked in the prices, and this is where this is strikes 855 and 885 for a September 1, August 5 calendar. So expiration is this Friday. Based on a move, predicted move here, well, back then it was about $12 or $11, somewhere around then. And so I just took the current price and added and subtracted that amount and picked my strikes here, expecting that it's going to move that amount. So it's up right now, and the reason why it's up, the white line is above the red line actually, is that good old implied volatility jumped up a tad because the price is dropping. So we actually are showing a profit right now, but we're looking, if we look at a chart, this is calendar 1 here at the 885 and calendar 2 at the 855. So the idea here is that before this Friday, price is going to move either towards either one of these. Now it could come down here and do a head fake and then pull back up and still move the same amount in the same amount of days from this point down here and end up being not profitable. But we'll just see. And if you have a stock that price action just doesn't seem to be wanting to do anything, and you can't figure out a direction, rather than an iron condor, a calendar has a much higher return, because we're talking about maybe $300 here on a $500 investment. So that's not all that bad if it goes ideally to the perfect max profit. There's always the if. We have to think about that. All right. I think that covers just about everything. Had exited Chipotle yesterday. And I took a 50-cent loss on that. My alert triggered, and I didn't like the way the market was heading. Let's take a look at Chipotle. And did it continue? Yes, it had a kind of a bad day there. So let's zoom in just a little bit here. So yeah, it looks a little shaky right here. We got a PPS down arrow. We're down here, down, 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 down. It looks like we're going to get a hook here, but that doesn't necessarily mean price is going to move up. And is this hook going to last? Sometimes, it just comes up a little bit and then shoots back down again. And we probably could find an example of that here. Of course, price pumped up really good there, but even though we got a hookup, price was still moving down. So there are examples of that, and this is another example. And even though stochastic came up to here, we still were moving down. So, that's why it's not 100%. Nothing is 100%. I hate to let you in on the secret, but nothing is 100%. I'm so sorry. All right. And I also got the alert triggered on TLT, but I couldn't figure out exactly what I wanted to do on that. Amazon and MasterCard did not trigger yesterday, so let's run through the A+ list. First up the bat is Apple. Where's our expiration here? We need to zoom back out. There we go. Alright, okay. Lead off batter is Apple. Apple looking a little bit stagnant here. Could do one of those calendars on Apple too if you were to look at it, double calendar, and you wanted to make a bet on where it was going to end up. You look here and see that its anticipated move is plus or minus $11, so you would take the current price, add 11, subtract 11, use those strikes, and buy 2 calendars. Could do that. I'm going to try it out on Google and see how it works, and might do some more. Alright. I need to do, let's go in one more here. Okay, and it's staying up here in the stratosphere. Very interesting. Let's get rid of that. Okay, don't see anything there, obviously. Amazon. Don't like the looks of this. We have a hook down here. We're coming down, down, down. We're below or at 25 or 20 here. I'm going to remove that alert. Okay, that's gone. Baidu. Again, kind of the same story here with Baidu. Price just not really doing anything here. And things looking kind of negative. So in this period of turmoil, we may not have many options here. Celgene looking good. And I took a pass on this just because it was Celgene. I can't seem to make any money off of this guy. I think I'm always a little bit late. So we're looking pretty good, but we have a hook here, which means that we have a hook here, which is not what we want for a bullish entry. So we need to wait for it to come back down. We'll throw a target in on it and see if it does it. CF Industries. I'd be willing to bet. Well, I'm not going to bet. We have a flat moving average here, and we're not seeing any direction, any confidence in any direction here at this time. So I'm going to take a pass on that. And then Chipotle, which we just took a look at, I am out of this. So we'll take that off of there. And again, price action is pretty flat. Momentum is pretty flat. Overall, though, on the long term, looks like we're headed down. We'll probably come up here and test this moving average as the two converge. We'll just wait and see what happens there. Gold, of course, is taking off. So this should be interesting. Definitely no entry here. We're in. We're kind of all in on that one. And then Google, we took a look at that before with the double calendar. And we'll be keeping an eye on that. Hopefully it proves out to make some money, and maybe we'll do some live next week. Goldman Sachs. Let's see, got dividend coming up. Whenever they pay a dividend, you can pretty much figure that that's going to be taken out of the price of the stock. But with a $160 stock, 50 cents is not a lot. We have a new downtrend here, so now we have to wait for the stochastic. Well, actually, we have, I would like to see it come above 80 for the first leg of a new downtrend before I jump in on anything, although it's looking pretty attractive with everything looking rather negative here. I think I'm going to put an alert on this. Doesn't mean I'm going to do anything. I'm just going to put an alert on. And I want to use last because if there's any pre-market, if you do a bid-ask thing, you might get your alert going off pre-market. I'm not sure if the alerts just work during normal market hours or not. Oops. So we want at or below right here. And we'll probably do a, have we seen any money here? We're looking at 160. That might be pretty good. So possibly a 160 for this Friday. Alright, LinkedIn. What do we got going here? These are old. Say goodbye. Okay, LinkedIn looking fairly strong. Still had a green candle for yesterday. Most everything else is looking kind of reddish. But no entry. No entry. So pass on that. MasterCard. Alright, we have a bull put alert here, and it's probably not going to happen. This is a pretty strong candle. We cancel that alert. So hopefully nobody blindly went in on that yesterday. Netflix. Looking pretty strong. No entry. Looking very strong. No entry on this. If you wanted to do something like a calendar, you could say, well, for this week you're looking at a $10 move, so you could do a calendar at 280, 295. Let's say if you were to do that, 295. We'll lock that price in there and take a look at the risk profile, and here's where we would be looking. This would be a pretty nice return on risk. So that could have possibilities. So I have the price locked in here, but that's interesting. So the question would be, you want to risk $210 to possibly make, you could double your money, basically. So that's not bad. Not bad at all. Priceline. doesn't seem to be going anywhere. I wouldn't bet that this one right now is going to make the move that they are anticipating here, which is $17. So that would be 65. Well, it could. It could probably move up to 65. Yeah, I would be willing to bet. The calendar might be a fun play on that one too. Tesla moving up, and we're going to move this over. See if it's going to give us an entry point. Red candle yesterday, a little bit of a concern, but that's alright. We get a little pullback, and then it'll give us an entry point. And then last but certainly not least is Visa, and we have our hook here, so I am putting an alert on Visa. This is looking really nice. In just a second here, we'll take a little bit of a closer look at it. Alright, we have a nice hook here on the stochastic. We have MACD is moving down. The MACD moving average on the daily is below 0 and flattening out. We have the MACD on the weekly down, and actually we have, not sure if this one is down here or not. I think it's still up a tad. It'll turn darker red if it goes down for the week. So if we get maybe just a little bit more of a move down here, this will change to a brighter, I should say brighter red, not darker. Alright, so this one's looking pretty good, actually. And I would not be surprised if we got an alert on this. Can't really determine anything here. There's actually 100 shares that traded, and the mid is about 176 or so. Don't know what's going to be going on with that, but we'll see what happens. And that's it for today. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.